Hello everyone, welcome again in Engman YouTube channel. In this video, we will try to perform nodal analysis in a gas well, and we will also do analysis for liquid loading in this dry gas well. All right, so we will do the analysis and the simulation within Wellflow software. We are now in Wellflow software. We go to configuration, model navigator, initialization, general data. You can input your information in this section, and then forward, well and flow type, producer, no artificial lift, flow type tubing, fluid type dry gas. Make sure you select dry gas, and also well orientation, vertical well. Apply, forward, flow correlations. Okay, for a dry gas well, the best flow correlation is gray, so we will select gray with well and riser L factor of 1. Apply, reference depth, onshore, at wellhead. Forward. Now for fluid parameters, PVT calculation method, fluid data, gas specific gravity, 0.6, okay, and water salinity of 25,000 ppm. Water gravity will be calculated, okay, no inorganics, and we can also go down to PVT calculator, open the PVT data calculator, properties in, pressure, 4010 PSIA, temperature 200, and then we can just press calculate. All right. So the gas formation volume factor, gas viscosity, and then gas density, and also water formation volume factor, water viscosity, water density will be calculated, including this one, the surface tension of the water. You can also see the chart, okay, if you want to, just by inputting pressure range and temperature range. Okay, we can apply. All right, now we go to reservoir. Okay, in this section, we will construct the IPR. We select layer parameters. We call the reservoir. Okay, pressure 4010 and temperature 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Mid-perf depth, middle of perforation depth 5,000 feet. Permeability of 24.5 with reservoir thickness of 90, wellbore radius of 0.4 feet, and water gas ratio of 330 stock tank barrel per MMSCF. Okay, and the IPR model, we select this one, normalized pseudo pressure. Okay, we include this non-Darcy effects, so we take this one, total non-Darcy skin of 15, okay, and total Darcy skin of 9.3. Okay, and also we need to input data in this section, drainage area geometry. Okay, reservoir drainage area geometry, drainage shape. Let's assume a circular reservoir or circular drainage shape with equivalent drainage radius of 1,000 feet. Okay, and then the drainage area will be calculated. And DHF factor, of course, for a circular reservoir is 31.6. Okay, you can also see the other model. And after that, this information will be calculated. The Darcy flow coefficient, or B, you can see here, non-Darcy flow coefficient, F. And this is important, absolute open flow potential, 2.07. Okay, this is our maximum gas flow rate. And total Darcy skin, 9.3. as inputted, and total non-Darcy skin or D factor is 15. All right, you can also see the IPR. All right, the IPR has been generated. Okay. And you can also see or input data in relative permeability section, but we can leave it as it is. All right. So we have completed this reservoir layers data section. Apply. And after that, we go forward. All right. For wellbore deviation, we select MD-TVD angle, enter data, measured depth, and true vertical depth, MD-TVD. And in this analysis, we perform a vertical well analysis. So we will use vertical well. Okay, the bottom of our well, 5,000. Of course, measured depth will be equal to the true vertical depth, 5,000 as well. All right, and of course, the segment deviation from vertical will be 0 degree. Okay, apply. And then we need to input the equipment. First, our tubing. We add row, and we call it tubing. Okay, from 0 depth to 4,500. This is the bottom of our tubing with external diameter of 2.875 and internal diameter of 2.579 and absolute roughness as per default. Apply, and we continue with casing. Okay, casing 1, starting from 0 to the level of our bottom of our tubing, 4,500 with external diameter of 4.5 and internal diameter of 3.996 inches. Absolute roughness as per default, we call it casing 1, and then casing 2, starting from 4,500 down to, of course, 5,000. Okay, the bottom of our well with the same diameters, both for the external and the internal diameter, and the same absolute roughness. Apply. Okay, we are okay. And then go forward to the temperature model. We select calculated surface surrounding temperature of 60 degrees. And then we add row at this section at 5,000. The value will be calculated. Okay, apply. Okay, so for the configuration, we are complete. Go forward to see the dashboard. Okay, data input has been completed, so we can go to the analysis to perform the nodal analysis. Okay, this is the nodal analysis section, operating conditions, analysis type, operating point, stability check, and we select measured depth. The calculation nodes, outlet node, we input 1,000 as our wellhead pressure. Bottom node, of course, the reservoir, the inflow source, and the solution node will be at the bottom hole. Okay, the solution node of our nodal analysis. And then we set range. We click this one. We can just click auto range. Okay, so this is the flow rates starting from close to 0 and close to our absolute open flow. Okay, we click OK. We click apply and we calculate. All right, it's easy, right? This is our nodal analysis for our gas. The blue line is, of course, our IPR. The green one is, of course, our VLP. The results is shown here. So our operating pressure is 1,493.5, and our gas rate is close to 1.7 million standard cubic feet per day with water rate of more than 500 stock tank barrel per day. And this is our input WGR, water gas ratio, and this is stable flow. All right. Okay. You can also see the wellbore equipment profile to see the pressure profile as well as the temperature profile. We are more interested in the pressure profile. As you can see, we start from the reservoir pressure of 4010, and this is the bottom hole flowing pressure. So as you can see, the drawdown is quite high because our skin, as what we input, is also quite high. Okay, so the drawdown is quite high, and therefore the bottom hole pressure is only close to 1500 psia. Okay, and of course, this is our wellhead pressure of 1000 psia. Okay, but what is also important is you can also see the report. This is the log, well flow log, analysis log, and this one, liquid loading. Right, so this is really important, liquid loading analysis. So I'm just going to tell you first how to construct liquid loading analysis. We go to plot variables. Let's delete it first. Okay. So as you can see, we don't have liquid loading analysis in this section. Okay. So in this plot variables window, we click this one, new. We add liquid loading analysis. Okay. So for the primary variable, we can select this one, in situ gas velocity. Okay, so it will show the profile of our gas velocity inside our wellbore. Okay, so we select in situ gas velocity. Okay, and we check this one, include secondary variable, and we select critical unloading velocity. Okay, and then we save. All right, so this analysis has been available. So for our primary variable is in situ gas velocity, and our secondary variable is critical unloading velocity. What we desire is that in situ gas velocity will always be higher than our critical unloading velocity from the wellhead down to the bottom hole. All right, to avoid liquid loading. Okay, so we must see to it that in situ gas velocity is higher, is bigger than our critical unloading velocity. Okay, so that's the game plan. We can close. This is the analysis. This is the plot, our liquid loading analysis. But please make sure the scale is the same. As you can see, for in situ gas velocity, we start from 0 to 10 feet per second. Okay, but for critical unloading velocity, we start from 0, but we end up in 9. So we must adjust this critical unloading velocity scale so that it is the same with in situ gas velocity scale. So we right click, properties, and then minimum 0 and maximum value 10. Apply. All right, beautiful. So the scales are the same. Okay, we see this one first, the blue line. This is the in situ gas velocity. Okay, and the green one is critical unloading velocity. We start from the wellhead, okay, down to the bottom of our tubing. In this section, from the wellhead down to the end of our tubing, our in situ gas velocity is always higher than the required critical unloading velocity. So it means that our operation, our flow is safe from wellhead to our bottom of the tubing, or the other way around, we are safe from the bottom to the wellhead. But as you can see here below the tubing, now our in situ gas velocity is always lower or smaller than our required critical unloading velocity. You know why? Yeah, because after the bottom of our tubing, we are now inside the casing. And inside the casing, in the casing section, below the tubing, we have bigger diameter. And in bigger diameter, of course, the velocity will be lower. All right. And that's why our in-situ gas velocity is lower than our critical unloading velocity, and it's not good. It's quite dangerous. It means that we will see a potential liquid loading problem at the bottom hole. Okay, so please make sure if you handle a gas well, you also construct this analysis in addition to your nodal analysis. All right, so let's assess it one more time. From the wellhead to the bottom of our tubing, our in-situ gas velocity is always higher than the required critical unloading velocity, and therefore the flow from the bottom of the tubing go to the top to wellhead is considered safe from liquid loading problem. But below the tubing, our in-situ or actual gas velocity is always lower than the required critical unloading velocity, and therefore we will face a potential liquid loading problem. Okay, because we cannot achieve this critical unloading velocity. All right, so let's recap. In this video, we have learned about constructing a dry gas well in well flow. We have performed nodal analysis for this gas well, and we have also constructed liquid loading analysis to show the in-situ gas velocity profile, as well as the required critical unloading velocity. All right, that's all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the video is useful. So please don't forget to press like, subscribe, and share to your friends. And see you again in the next Wellflow videos. Thank you.